I now call to order the first meeting of the Jacksonville Youth Council for this school year. Greetings to all, including those who are watching via TV. We're here in the same chambers that the Jacksonville City Council meets in. The City Planning Board and other official bodies meet here also. We're proud to be a part of the official voice for youth in the city of Jacksonville, and we take that responsibility seriously. For those of you watching on TV, we want you to make sure that you are invited to take part in future sessions. The Youth Council is open to any student who is eligible to attend a high school in Onslow County and meets here on the first Wednesday of each month. Over time, we have students from Northside, Southwest, Jacksonville, White Oak, Richlands, Swansboro, Dixon, and Onslow Early College and Lejeune. We have an exciting year ahead of us. We have a youth center that is readily available. We have staff to help us this year. We have some new ideas and also some programs that the Youth Council has been involved with for years. I believe it is going to be a good school year, and I'm ready to get started. Welcome, and thanks for coming or for watching. Now, let's begin our meeting with the Pledge of Allegiance led by Cameron, and we ask that you continue to stand for the invocation led by Shania.
I pledge allegiance to
the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
I pray this is a helpful and enjoying meeting, and I hope everybody that's first time coming has a nice time. Amen.
Amen. As an opportunity for our One City, Our City, My City moment, this is an opportunity to where we can identify some great things that have taken place within the community. It's also an opportunity that our council members and our officers, you'll be able to come forth and let us know of any other times that you've seen something good happen in the community. So when we talk about One City, Our City, My City, this is a moment to where you can say, you can recognize somebody that did something good, an organization that did something good, or when we talk about the golden rule, do unto others as you would have them do unto you. So we've recognized sports teams. So I think we had Jacksonville High School, their football team here at one point because they won a championship. So we invited the whole team to come out. The girls soccer team just got recognized for Jacksonville for state champions, and they was recognized during the city council meeting. So that's where we do our One City moments. So if there's anything that comes to mind that you want to recognize, a club in your school, a organization in the community that you may be a part of, and you're out there doing good work, this is a great moment for you to come forth and say that. For our recap, during the summer, we had our Youth Empowerment Series. This was an opportunity for us to have different conversations brought forth to the youth over the summer. So something to keep you engaged in. The first series that we did was Reality of College. So in this session, we invited 2 college students that came to the session. And in that session, it was a down to earth, what does it mean? What does it look like when you go to college? This was the moment that those in attendance were able to ask whatever question they wanted to ask. How did it feel to have a roommate? Now that you've gotten accepted and it's your first day of school and the parents are gone, what does that look like? What does it mean to handle time management, CAF, books, whatever they wanted to talk about, all that was talked about within this session. The next session that we hosted was with the Onslow County Health Department, and we focused on vape education. So Onslow County Health Department and the Jacksonville Youth Council has partnered in the past on a series called Catch My Breath, and it's on vaping education. And that was another opportunity for us to have more dialogue about vape education and just being aware of how vaping is an impact to those that do so. All right, our next session, we partnered with Express Employment, and they talked about job readiness, how to prepare for job interviews, what does it mean to dress for success, how to do an interview when you are speaking with a potential employer. And not only that, but this was in preparation. We do a teen volunteer job fair in the spring. And we've partnered with Toastmasters in the past, but we're actually going to include Express Employment as well. So that way, when you get prepared to do the volunteer teen job fair, not only will he talk with you about being ready to speak with the employer, he's going to talk about how to have your resume together, how to dress for the on-the-spot interview that you'll do at the job fairs, whether it ends up being for employment or you're looking for volunteer opportunities. So those take place in the spring. And then our last session was with Colin Meadows, who is a John Maxwell leadership coach. And the last session focused on preparing for strategic goal setting for the new year, how to set yourself apart in this school year, and if you decide what your goals are now that you want to accomplish. How many of you have heard of SMART goals? All right, so we got a few hands that went up about SMART goals, making sure that your goals are specific, that they're measurable, something that you can identify that you've actually achieved it or you're on target. So those were topics that we covered as well. And if you can see the PowerPoint, it says develop a winning attitude, begin with the end in mind by Stephen Covey. As you're preparing for this school year, how many seniors do we have in here? Raise your hands high. All right, so raise your hand high if you're, I tell you, y'all are shy. Raise your hand high if you're a senior. Raise your hands high. All right, so we got 3 seniors. How many juniors? Raise your hand high. All right. I tell you, y'all just don't want to raise high.
Okay.
Sophomores? Sophomores, okay. Freshmen, where you at? There you go. Raise them high, raise them high. All right, welcome, welcome aboard. So what is the end in mind for you right now? What is your end goal over these next 1 to 4 years? What's your end goal?
Trying to build up like a resume for colleges and stuff like that.
Resume for college?
Stand
Stand
out.
out, okay.
I'm trying to achieve the greatest amount of academic excellence I possibly can and do as many extracurriculars as I possibly can so I can have a great college resume when I apply.
All right, awesome. Extracurricular resumes. All right. Yes, ma'am.
Get some experience in my prospective career field when I go into college and later.
All right, experience, career field, perspective. Now, great responses, but I haven't heard the one word yet. What's the first thing you have to do?
Graduate.
Say it loud. Say it loud. What's the G word?
Graduation.
Y'all gonna give me something loud today. What's the word?
Graduate.
Graduation. All right. So, have you written down somewhere what your proposed graduation date is? What's the month and the year that you graduate?
2026 June.
May 2026.
All right, so I got May 2026,
June.
I graduate in June.
May 25,
June.
May 2028.
May 28,
Graduates in June.
June 2026,
June 11th of this year.
June 11th, 2025. All right. So, is that written down somewhere? All right. So, if it is not written down somewhere, what I want you to do is go home, grab a poster board, grab something, a notebook paper, and I want you to write down your graduation month and year. So that's the end. The first thing we got to do is get ready for graduation. Then what I want you to do is, after you write it down, and we got 2025, 2026. That's in almost a year and a half, less than a year. What do you want to achieve over that next year, year and a half? For my freshmen, 2028, what do you want to achieve before 2028? Sophomores, 2027, what do you want to achieve? And then I want you to put it somewhere that you're going to see every day. So whether it is you want straight A's, you want to make the principal's list every year, if you want a certain GPA by the time you graduate, if you want so many credit hours to achieve, if you want to start taking college classes that you want to achieve, everything that you want to achieve over the next 1 to 4 years before graduation, write it down. Because if you don't write it down, it's just a dream. All right? All right, soapbox. All right, I turn it back over to you.
I want to welcome you to this first meeting of the school year for the Jacksonville Youth Council. This is a council that governs itself, decides what actions it would like to engage in, offers advice to the elected officials of Jacksonville. Whether this is your first time or you've been a part of the Youth Council for years, you are welcome here. No matter where this is your 4th year of participation or your first ever meeting, each of us who participate today are equally important. For those of us who have been privileged to be elected to lead this group, we'll introduce ourselves as we speak. Be sure to talk with us if you have ideas, questions, or just want to talk about the Youth Council. As indicated, this council is open to all 8th through 12th grade students in Onslow County and Camp Lejeune who are in good standing. And all are welcome here. Thank you for coming, and let's hope for a great year. To help guide us, let me introduce all the officers currently elected for the Youth Council. We currently have 2 vacant seats, Jacksonville High seat and at-large seat. Anaya Ward, Chairman, Onslow Early College High School. Shania Nolan, Vice Chairman, Jacksonville High. Riley Hayes, Secretary, White Oak High School. Dakota Evans, Recorder, Jacksonville High School. Cameron Trafton, Executive Committee, White Oak High School seat. Brianna Hops, Executive Committee, Northside High School seat. Gabriel Flores, Executive Committee at Large seat, Lejeune High School. I want to introduce some other people who helped to make these youth council meetings possible. We do have help with our work. I want to introduce a few people. Tracy Jackson is the Director of Neighborhood Improvement Services, which oversees the Jacksonville Youth Council. LaShawn Hartson is the Neighborhood Improvement Service Coordinator. Pamela Trafton is the Staff Liaison of the Jacksonville Youth Council and the Senior Neighborhood Improvement Services Coordinator with the City of Jacksonville, and works with the Youth Council in preparation for meetings, events, and activities. In addition, Pamela welcomes you to contact her with any comment, suggestion, or question at 910-938-6551. We thank them for their help. We also want to give a special thank you the G10 media crew who assists us all year long and make sure our meetings are televised. They are Alan Covey, Lisa Miller, Joshua Walton, and Kelsey Stiglitz.
This evening, you will be asked to help chart the future for this term of Jacksonville Youth Council. Your officers have worked to help provide a framework for this year. But we want to help. We want your input into what actions you would like to do and what you like to see in the future. Before we would like to give you a quick overview of what Jacksonville Youth Council does and what it has done in the past for personal perspectives on how Jacksonville Youth Council has benefited us for the past few years. Particularly for those who have not been here before, my fellow officers will help with this presentation. I now introduce and I award.
Okay. The Jacksonville Youth Council came to be because youth asked for it. Some students were selected by their school to attend a community summit. They were asked to comment on various issues, and they came up with the idea that there should be a youth council. They wanted a voice for youth, a connection to the government, and a chance to talk about their future. The city worked with the Onslow County School Board to make it happen. And today you are here as part of the Jacksonville Youth Council. You might ask about why it is the Jacksonville Youth Council, whether it is just for Jacksonville people or for select people. Actually, it was hoped there would be many youth councils in the county, but the city of Jacksonville was the only one that reached to the request. After several years of only allowing people in the Jacksonville area on the council, the Jacksonville Youth Council opened the youth council to any high school student in Onslow County. Again, to all of you, you are welcome here. You might ask what the Youth Council has done since 1998 and when it met for the first time. It can generally be divided into these 7 areas: practice governments, volunteer and help charities, learn about the community, serve the community, create opportunities for high school students, leadership development, and connect to youth from different schools.
The practice of governance. How we operate in a democratic society is very important. The Youth Council is empowered to select our own leadership and decide how we want to do things. We are a formal group, so there are elections and officers take an oath before the Jacksonville City Council.
Another area the Youth Council has worked with in the past is to help charities. The Youth Council has decided who it wants to help annually and whether it is in service or providing funds. The Youth Council has sponsored a Christmas Cheer Day where we gather to help this program that helps needy children and their families. We've also helped other functions of Onslow community outreach, including the soup kitchen and the free clinic. We also have the chance to meet with leaders of our community, including the Onslow Commission and the people who work to bring industry and jobs to our community.
Another area of activities has been to serve the community each year. On the National Day of Service, we select a project to serve the community. We are open to ideas of what you may want to do this year. The Youth Council also is asked to represent youth at special functions. Youth Council officers assist the civic affairs community with the Pledge of Allegiance and youth prayers in the 9/11 Patriot Day observation.
Another function of the Youth Council is creating opportunities for high school students. One of the findings was the need for a youth center. The Youth Council took that issue to the Jacksonville City Council. The Youth Council told the elected leaders of Jacksonville that a youth center would be beneficial, help focus attention on youth, and serve forever as demonstration that this community cares about its youth. During spring breaks, we held events within the center. During the summers, we have had a series of events, including the Empowerment Series, the Officer Academy, and other activities. This year, the Youth Center has transitioned into the Chill Zone, which is open after school until 7 p.m. and on the weekends. It is located at 804 Newbridge Street. Part of being an advocate for youth is to let others know that we exist. One way is to participate each year in the holiday parade. The Youth Council has connected youth from different schools through events like the Battle of the Bands, Youth Fest, Youth Summits, and Youth Center events.
So let's talk about our sources. The Youth Council has mentored and instructed young students as well as providing a positive influence for those students. The Youth Council has served the community by providing service and has helped charities in our community. The Youth Council has been a symbol for youth governance by electing its own leaders and providing a voice for the youth in our community.
We would like all of Onslow County eligible high school students to participate in not only our youth council meetings, but any event that takes place at the Chill Zone. In order to do this, we need your help. Perhaps you know of someone who cannot be here today or someone who, because of sports or another activity, cannot participate until next semester. That's fine. We want as many people to participate as possible in the youth council and Chill Zone events. That's why we're developing a list of possible activities. Some will take place next spring, some will start now. There are activities and opportunities that everyone could get involved in as much as they want.
Another exciting opportunity for Jacksonville County teenagers 13 through 19 is Harmony. In this project, the youth-led groups are able to apply for funding and assistance to create the youth-directed projects that address community issues and challenges in this region. What is really unique about the project is there is a board of students with a few adults who make decisions about the youth-led groups. They give money for their ideas to turn positive ideas for action into real-life situations. The first meeting is held on October 17th at 5 p.m.
Some upcoming events, Patriot Day observance, September 11th at Lejeune Memorial. National Night Out, October 1st at Riverwalk Park. Harmony, October 17th at City Hall, and the Holiday Parade, November 23rd.
At this time, we will open up the podium for any comments or announcements that would benefit JYC or that members might be interested in. These could be things such as a new idea for Jacksonville City Youth Council to undertake a community event or activity, especially for students, or a volunteer or scholarship opportunity that will interest the group. Feel free to come up and share with us at this time.
Okay, one moment. So before we go forth, let me go back. So our Patriot Day observance ceremony, I want to give you a little history on that in case you're able to participate. So it's September 11th, and as you notice, those that are able to be in attendance are in black and white. This is a great opportunity to be part of the observance ceremony for Patriot Day in memory of our 9/11 events that took place. It kicks off at 8:15, so those that are able to be in attendance, you would have to be present at about 7:30 that morning. We have an opportunity for you to either do either the youth prayer, or you can do the Pledge of Allegiance, or you can serve as an usher and pass out programs and help those to their seats. We're usually done by 10 a.m. This is another great opportunity that if you're able to get transportation to and from, that you would be able to utilize for SAT hours. So that's one thing that we didn't talk about. So the Youth Council has been approved to be signed off as a SAT provider, SAT hour provider. And so any activities that we do outside of our meetings is what we classify for your SAT hours. So if you are looking for SAT hours, this is a way for you to be involved. If you are able to participate next Wednesday, let me know after the meeting, so that way I can send you the permission slip form that identifies that you're able to be present. And also, you would have to have transportation to and from the Lejeune Memorial Gardens. The next one, National Night Out. How many have attended National Night Out before? All right, so we got about a few hands with our officers. How many have never heard of National Night Out? Wow, lucky you. So National Night Out is we had to change the date due to the storm that we had in August. Normally it's the first Tuesday in August, but because of the storm, it moved to October 1st. National Night Out is a partnership with Jacksonville Police Department, other nonprofit agencies, other departments within the city, vendors throughout the community, and it's one night of safety, focus on safety. This is also a huge recruit night for the Youth Council. So this will take place on Tuesday, October 1st. Starts about between 4 and 5 o'clock, we'll have our table set up. If you are available to work an hour or two to help recruit other high school students that will be in attendance that night, let me know. What you see here is past officers that were present. They would sign up the teams that came through. We have some freebies that we pass out. So we're just looking for more teams to fill the seats. So you may have, well, no, because if you haven't heard of National Night Out, you didn't get signed up through National Night Out. So that's what we do with National Night Out. So that one is October 1st. And then, as I stated, with Harmony, how many are part of a nonprofit organization that has received Harmony funds? Okay. Which one? Aspire. All right. Have you had your program yet this year? Not yet? Okay.
I was in it last year.
In it last year? Okay. So what Harmony does, and this is great, as it says, we're seeking new board members. Would any of our previous board members like to discuss Harmony?
Well, Harmony is our program that's largely based on receiving grants from the Youth Council, or from our Harmony program, to any nonprofit organization. So what they would do is they would submit an application filling out about what their program is, why they think they need the funds, how much they're asking for, and we would come together as a team to discuss and decide on how much we think they deserve based on their program and their application and everything they filled out for it.
Yeah. And so it's 6 meetings that they attend. They're separate from Youth Council. And as Chairperson Anaya stated, the board comes together and they learn how to do the application program itself. So they draft the application, they identify what topics of consideration they want other youth organizations to apply for. They push out the application, and the goal is to get as many youth organizations in the community to apply for these grant funds. And then those organizations that win the grant funds, they are responsible for putting on a program or putting on a project that's going to benefit those in the community. So if you are part of a organization in school, at church, in the community, and you're thinking of putting on a back-to-school program, that's something that has been done in the past. If you're putting on a 5K walk, if you're putting on something that's going to benefit others, basically, then this would be a great opportunity for you to be part of. And if you're interested in learning how to do that side of it and be the person that gives the money out, this is the meeting that you want to come to, okay? And this one is open to our high school students. All right, so at this time, as Ms. Dakota stated, after we've gone through that, we want to hear from you. So you've been in high school either for 1 week or 3 years, going on 4.
All right.
Right? So you either been in school for a week or for a few years, but you've been in school for a couple of years now. What are the issues that's taking place that impacts you as a student, whether it's physical, mental, emotional, that we need to talk about throughout this year? What are some topics that we need to cover? Who are some guest speakers that we need to look into? What are some changes that you would like to be a part of, starting or implementing? So if there's anything that comes to mind, please come to the mic and let us know so we can start planning what this year will look like. So it's open mic season. And it can be fun activities, it could be serious activities, it could be life-changing activities. It's all the above.
I I believe we need to incorporate more public speaking opportunities within our school system in Onslow County. I feel like nowadays, even as I see here today, many students are afraid to speak or don't speak up, and I believe that's a really important thing we need to incorporate in our youth so that they can be successful when they're older.
Absolutely, I like it.
Can we get your name, please, sir?
My name is Liam Chetinkaya.
Okay, can you spell that, please?
Yes, ma'am. First name Liam. Last name Cetinkaya.
Kaya.
Yes, ma'am.
Thank you, sir.
All right. Perfect. Yes, come on up.
My name is Courtney Turner, and I think that many students my age could benefit more from either back-to-school drives or food drives around the holiday time so that they have things to do with their family or that they're prepared for the school year.
Okay, perfect. Perfect. Yes, ma'am.
My name is Gianna Cadwallader, and I'm not sure if we already have a college fair or things like that, but I was thinking, excuse me, hold on. If we have like the registrations and admissions officers from like different colleges, specifically I would look at HBCUs and have them talk about maybe things that they're looking for or programs that like they want to see on our application and stuff like that, just to kind of get a head start with that.
Absolutely.
Can I get your name again, please, ma'am?
Gianna, Giana.
Giana? Oh, I'm sorry. Giana?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay.
And then Cadwallader.
Okay.
Thank you.
All right, perfect. All right, y'all are giving some great ideas, and I will tell you that a lot of that is on the horizon. So I love it that there is an alignment. What else? Any topics, anything happening in school that you're like, man, I wish they would do something about this, or they would talk about this?
So I noticed y'all mentioned like advising our local elected officials. And I think a lot of young people like definitely recognize the issues in their community. I think that's why we're all here. But sometimes they don't like have the means to make their voice heard. And so especially with the election coming up, I think voter registration is huge. I think a lot of seniors are eligible to register but don't know how, or that's not even kind of on their radar. A lot of juniors are eligible to pre-register. So I think that's definitely something we could look at.
Okay. Can we get your name, please, ma'am?
Chloe, Chloe, and then Hercula, Hercula.
Okay.
Love it, love it. Love it. All right. Now, the great thing is, if there's something that does not come to you tonight, everyone that has signed up, please make sure I have your email address, because those that have been in the council with me for a little bit, I send out emails, and we'll do a recap of what has been talked about today as well. But that's also an opportunity, and if you did not put an email, then you definitely have time to put your email down still. Yes, ma'am.
So it's kind of something I'm working on. I think you're aware of it. It's a program I want to work on for children or for just teenagers or young adults that have family members that are dealing with cancer. And I was wondering maybe if we could like have something like that. Because it's like for me, it's kind of hard starting the program because there's like, it's not a lot of help. And since it's not like something a thing, I just thought it would be a good idea.
Could we hear more about your program?
So it's not really a thing yet, but it's my father, he's dealing with cancer, lung cancer, and I have it named after my dad, Let Me Be Your Buddy. His nickname is Buddy. And so it's just like, it's not a lot of help in the community because you had to like go out there and ask. But it's like a lot of kids out there, normally around the school time too. It's difficult for them. But it's very difficult for them whenever it comes to like, whenever they first hear about cancer, it's like my parents are either, or family member is gonna die from it. And I just want like better clarification, because whenever I figured out about it, I was like, wow. So I just thought it would be something like nice out there to have.
Okay.
Your name?
Chloe, Chloe with an accent mark, Green, Greene.
Okay. Thank you, ma'am.
So if there's, was there somebody else? Come on up, come on up. And this is what it's for. So just a reminder that this is your meeting as our council. So anything that you want to see, bring it forth, and we'll definitely try to make it happen for you.
My name is Katie Angulo. I'm actually in 8th grade, and there is a program that I like that it's Odyssey of the Mind, and things like that that are like helpful for people. So like with Odyssey of the Mind, it's a program that focuses on, well, I'm not sure it's a program. It's like a club kind of that is an extracurricular that's, yeah. So it's after school and we go to competitions and it's all about creativity, and you do things like things that are called spontaneouses, and you also do skits and acting kind of, but it's like you also make a play, but you make everything on your own, like the set, and yeah, you make the set, the skit, and everything like that. And this program or something can actually get you a scholarship. So I think, because I didn't know that until I was in the program and I didn't really know what it was. So I think things like that can get you a scholarship, and that's what universities and colleges are actually more so looking for this time. Should be more recognized and put in the spotlight. And on kind of a related note, there's also a thing with Odyssey of the Mind that is, so Odyssey of the Mind, it's up to 7 people on a team, and it's basically a bunch of people try it out, and the ones that are the most creative kind of get to be on the team. And the thing that's coming up with it, it's a 3-person team to a 7-person team, that you don't have to be with a school or anything like that. You can just get a team, put it on, like, say that you have a team on a website, and you can attend a spontaneous competition, but only spontaneous, and it's in October. I can give you some more information afterwards.
Yes,
So,
ma'am.
Yeah.
That will work. Well, that's good. So let's definitely talk afterwards, because my wheels are spinning. And what happens when the wheels are spinning is a way to incorporate what is being done to bring the youth council as part of it as well. Because also what you'll be a part of and engaged in is we'll have our Mayor's Youth Leadership Summit that will come back this year, to where it's a Saturday filled of topics, events, activities to be a part of. We've also talked about where youth council members will mentor potentially middle school students So what do y'all think of that? Leadership opportunities to where ever so often middle school students will come in and you kind of help prepare them for what high school is to come for. So youth council used to be, and you gotta see there. Youth council in the past has been for high school students, but we have opened it to 8th graders as a stepping stone. So our 8th graders won't be able to be an officer their 8th grade year, but this would be your development year. So that way, when you come into high school and as a freshman, then you'll be able to run for an officer position. Because now you've had that 8th grade year to introduce yourself to the council. So lots of great opportunities. All right, any other ideas, topics? Come on up.
So my name is Catherine Becker, and last year I was able to meet an organization called Warm NC through last year's, I think it was the job fair with the volunteering. Yeah. So I talked to them, and what they do is they go and they repair homes after floods and with storm damages. And sometimes when they don't have as many like repair jobs, they'll go and they'll build accessible. So like
ramps?
Yeah, ramps. And they'll install bars in the bathrooms so that people don't fall, or they'll, just stuff that can help people get around, or if someone has like hearing disabilities, they can help install speakers, stuff like that. And I was thinking we could do something like that, either at our schools, because a lot of them haven't been renovated for a long time, or we could even merge that with the science idea and the creativity, and we can do that as our own project.
Okay, perfect. Perfect. Thank you, ma'am. I love it. All right. Any other ideas before I yield it back? All right, Madam Chair, I yield it back to you.
Okay. Help us spread the word of our meeting dates. Please take these dates, reminders, and pass out to your friends who are not here. If you have ideas, please talk with us. And if you want to run for office, talk with us some more. We will have nominations at our second meeting and an election at our fourth. We meet at City Hall, and any changes will always be announced ahead of time. Thank you to everyone for coming and for those who have been watching from home. I now declare our meeting adjourned.